Okay, welcome to SAT Prep. Topic is linear functions, difficulty level hard. A toy manufacturer observed that when the price per toy was $30, the company sold 25,000 toys. When the price increased to $50, sales dropped to 18,000 toys. Assuming a linear relationship, how many toys would be sold at a price of $45? Okay, so there's a lot of numbers going on here, right? As we want to practice is our given list, okay? So especially if we can't highlight information, we need to write this list of things that we know and we think are important. A toy manufacturer observed that when the price per toy was $30, so when the price was $30, if price is $30, the company sold 25,000 toys. So they sell 25,000 toys. Then he also said if the price increased to $50, they sell 18,000 toys. So we see a decrease actually, right, from that. And that makes sense. When prices increase, right, people tend to buy less. Assuming a linear relationship is also a key because they're telling us that the equation is going to be linear, so in the form of y is equal to mx plus b. How many toys would be sold at a price of $45? Ooh, okay. So let's kind of understand what is going on here first. We can use a graph. Since it's linear, we know we can represent it using a line. If the price is $30, if we say price is x and then toys, number of toys sold is y. The price is 30 means they sell 25k thousand, okay? So right here. And if the price is $50, so our price increased, they sell 18,000, so 18k. So we see that we get some sort of decreasing line like that. And then they're saying, okay, well, what if the price was $45 right here? How much would they sell? So if we actually simplify this a little bit and use smaller numbers, because I feel like using big numbers really scares, it makes things a little more complicated. What if I told you that we have 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. And I said that we have a graph that goes like this, 1 and 1, and then 3 and 3. And then I asked you, well, what about when our x value is 2? What does y equal to? Let's pretend we didn't know. Well, I know this is a simple enough case that we could say, oh, our y value is 2, right? That's what they're asking here for the y value when x is 45. But in our case, it's x is equal to 2. Well, what would we do? We could come up with a simple equation to represent this, because this line, as we would determine it, would have to pass through all of these 3 points. And we know that when a line passes through a point, it means that if we were to plug in that point into this equation, we would end up with left-hand side equaling right-hand side. So for example, let's solve here the linear equation and then see what that looks like. So first we need to find the slope. So m is going to be 3 minus 1. Our x's are going to be here 3 minus 1. So 2 over 2 is equal to 1. Y is equal to 1x plus b. We're going to plug in a point as we've done before. 3 is equal to 1 times 3 plus b. 3 and then 3, so we subtract. We end up getting b is equal to 0. If this is a little confusing for you, please check out previous videos. M is going to equal to 1. B is equal to 0. Therefore, our equation is equal to x. Just 1x. Now, this makes sense, right? If I were to plug in the point 3, 3 into my equation, I get 3 is equal to 3, which is true, right? That's how we know that the point 3, 3 passes, the line passes through the point. If we chose 1, 1, same idea. We would get 1 is equal to 1. Now, if I asked, is the point 2, 3 on the graph? Look what happens. So 2, 3. Now our y value is 3 and our x is 2 when we plug it in. But this is not true. They don't equal. So because the left-hand side does not equal right-hand side, the point 2, 3 is not on the graph. And in a simple enough case, we can actually visually see this. Okay, so now if we were to check, well, what's the y value when x is equal to 2? Well, that's simple. Y is equal to, plug in the x, 2. And then we say, oh, y also equals 2. So 2, 2 is our point. So going back here and actually using what we just saw in a bigger example, we need to first figure out what's the equation of this line here. And to do that, we find the slope first. Okay, m is equal to, well, we have 2 points, so let's label those points first. 30, 25,000, 50, 18,000. So again, plot them x1, y1, x2, y2. 18,000 minus 25,000 all over 50 minus 30. We get negative 7,000 over 20. Zeros cancel out. Negative 700 divided by 2. Therefore, our slope is equal to negative 350. And now, using the methods we've seen before, we need to figure out what the equation of the linear relationship is, right? So we plug in one of the points. Let's say we choose the point 3, 25,000. We say, okay, y is equal to negative 350 x plus b. So plug in 30, 25,000, and we do this in order to find b. So 25,000 is equal to negative 350 times 30 plus b. So 25,000 is equal to negative 350 times 30 minus 10,500 plus b. You add 10,500 on both sides. So 25,000 plus 10,500 is equal to b. 35,500 is equal to b. Okay, I feel like there's a lot going on here, so I'm going to move a little bit so we have space. I'm going to put the rest of the solution here. Or perhaps I could just erase. No, I'll write the solution on the side here. So b is equal to 35,500. Our slope is negative 350. Our equation is y is equal to negative 350 x plus 35,500. And then remember that the question said, if the price is $45, what is our y? Number of toys sold. So we say, okay, y is equal to negative 350 times 45 plus 35,500. Y is equal to negative 15,750. And we're going to add 35,500. Add those two up. Y is equal to 19,750. So what we just calculated is this value here when our price is 45. Okay. The number of books sold by a bookstore is modeled as a linear function of the book's price. If 2,000 books are sold at $10 each and 1,200 are sold at $20 each, how many books would be sold at $15? Okay, well, this is exactly the same as before. I'm going to kind of skim through it a little bit. Make sure you try it yourself first. So here's my given list. We're going to say price and sold, amount sold. If the price is $10, 2,000 are sold. If the price is $20, 1,200 are sold. How many books would be sold at 15? So we want to know at 15, what is this value here? Okay, well, our price is X, number sold is Y. We're going to say, okay, let's model this. So if the price is here, number sold is here, $10 would be 2,000. $20 is 1,200. And then we're saying if it's 15, what is the amount sold? This is what we're looking for. Okay? That is what we're looking for. Okay, so let's find the slope. Step 1, m is equal to the slope. So using the 2 points given to us, 10, 2,000, 20, 1,200. 1,200 minus 2,000 over 20 minus 10, negative 800 over 10, negative 80 is our slope. So that's step 2 now. Y is equal to negative 80x plus b. So plug in one of the points. Let's say 10, 2,000 to find b. Y is equal to negative 80x. So our y value is 2,000. Our x value is 10 plus b. 2,000 is equal to negative 800 plus b. We're going to add 800 to both sides. 2,800 is our b value. Essentially, what this b value says, if we were to extend it here, if the price is $0, 2,800 books would be sold. But that's irrelevant for a problem. Our problem simply says, okay, well, if the price is 15, how much is sold? When we say, okay, let's describe this linear function. Well, y is going to equal to our slope, negative 80x plus b, so 2,800 is our equation. Okay? Now, step 3, plug in the x, which in our case is 15, and find what y is. So, y is equal to negative 80 times 15 plus 2,800. This equals to 1,600. So therefore, 1,600 books would be sold at a price of $15.